So, this one's expensive. Yes, it's a shining Charizard. It is mine now. Okay. Looking at it, and this one is mine, and all the Charizard cards are mine. It's payment for having to come here so goddamn often. I agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome to keep all the big ones, man. At this point, I think you've done more to earn them than multiple people who actually work here.
Pointing at another box of Pokemon cards. Where did those come from? Rob's estate, man.
Yeah, they, picked, Bubba purchased what's, Rob's estate when it went up for sale, and he thought it better it'd go to us than anyone else.
Got it for a steal too, since Rob's entire family was coincidentally murdered days before Rob's murder. How much did you pay for it, Bubba?
About 12K. A lot less than I thought.
Yeah, this Crystal Charizard's worth more than that. It's a PSA 10, so yeah. Hund actually doing something good? I wouldn't say it's good, but yeah.
I mean, he still murdered a dude just because he was a bit of a dick, but no, I would agree. It's not... It's the closest to good he's gotten in a while.
What happened to bases exactly? Bubba bought it. It's gonna be the new comic shop, though Bubba didn't buy it per se. Hund bought it and then gave it to Bubba?
Yeah. But Hund bought it.
Yeah, using Ridley's card.
Yeah, but Hund bought it, he got it for a steal, and then gifted it to Bubba.
Well, yeah, he got it for steal because all the employees, except the one that was there when Rob was murdered, are dead. And most of their extended families dead too from the break-in sprees and stuff like that.
On top of that, Hunt successfully tanked the property values of the entire fucking hill with all the murders.
Oh, the opening of, Stallone with a sniper rifle.
Yeah. Stallone with a sniper rifle, which, honestly, I'll be fair, I didn't think they'd kill him that quick.
How long were they trying to kill my Nicholas? 2 years? Yeah, I think it's about 2 years and 3 months now. Looking at her watch.
Yeah, something around there. They they couldn't kill Nick, but goddamn did they get Rob in a fraction of the time.
Yeah, how long did it take Han to get there and gun him down?
15 minutes. And only because he was driving over rough terrain.
No stupid wrestling plans or anything like that. I mean, Han was really reaching, man, during our time against Nick, so to speak, if you will. Some of the plans Han would come up with were mind-boggling.
No wrestling, no nothing. They just drove up next to the dude and opened fire, gangster style.
I think that's Stylika Smilus is doing. He's more go right for the throat type of guy, and with him kind of working with Hund, I think Hund's just resorting to drastic measures. Cause I mean, just running up in the caravan and gunning the comic shop down, this comic shop, was pitched many times before, you guys smartly got the bulletproof glass and stuff like that, which was installed by the JDF.
And we are forever thankful that they were installed by the JDF, but yeah. There was a good, how much, you think, 7 months span they could have just drove up and sprayed you down, Nick?
How come Hunt never wanted to just drive up and shoot up the place and kill Nick? He would always say things like Nick will reflect the bullets with his autism and Nick eye, and well, there was one time he claimed Nick would just bend over and spread his ass cheeks and suck us all in to the void. Oh, God.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one before. That's a new one.
Suck into the void. Apparently Nick's asshole is like a dying star or something like that. I don't really remember.
Jesus Christ, you know, I haven't needed to hear something like that about my nephew's ass before, but I guess now I do.
He claimed he walked into a gas station one night and Nick bent over and showed him his asshole.
You fucking idiot, Nick. That wouldn't have ever gotten out of the world if you'd listened to me, but nope. Now we know the story of Nick's ass.
I never, you know I didn't. God, he's an idiot. God, he's an idiot.
What would Nick have even been doing at a gas station in White Bluff? Sounds like a good way for Nick to get shot. Yeah, well, you know. This is the man who used to claim when Hunt was done having sex with Candy, this stripper in White Bluff, Nick appeared behind him and used his icy hands to hold Hunt's. Here, I have a recording of Hunt's accounting of it. Click, please.
I was done having a good time with Candy. And then, right as I was about to reach my mighty virile climax and pull out, I felt those ice-cold hands of Nick pressing my ass cheeks against her, and all I could do was cry for help like...
Oh my fucking god. Yeah, man. He didn't like his daughter he had with Candy, so his excuse was he never wanted a daughter. Nick caused him to have one. But in reality, that all happened before Nick. Kelly was like 15 years old. That happened long before Nick ever met Hunt. Man. Before Nick ever even played SWOTOR.
Before Nick's... That's 15 years ago. Yeah, that's almost before I was even fully through puberty.
I wonder what Candy would have thought. Groaning a man's name while getting fucked.
I mean, if she's willing to have sex with Hunt, do you think she's really got that high of standards?
I would assume not. Whatever happened to Hunt's daughter? Eaten by a plesiosaur. Don't ask.
Yeah, she kinda got a bad showing of it when that happened, the poor thing.
He celebrated for 74 days. Oh.
I didn't know.
She was nothing like Hunt, mind you. She was a good girl, nice girl. She would have gone far in life, trust me.
Yeah, she was a nice little thing every time I saw her. She was everything Hunt isn't.
She got all of her mother's genes, thank God.
Well, that's a shame. I don't get it with Hunt, but at the very least, things ended better than they could have with everything that's been happening.
Yes, everybody's friends now, as it should be. I agree. Yeah, we have a good time, we play SWOTOR, we hang out together. It's better than it was originally in the guild, because we didn't actually hang out together when we were in Tessen's original DD, and Tessen's kind of adopted Yuffie as his daughter, it would seem, even though she's like 5 million years old and he's barely scratching 50.
If they're both happy, let them do it. Who gives a damn? Although, it's like me adopting Tessen.
Well, he told us that she's more of a daughter than whoever this Aelin person ever was.
Huh. You know, one of the biggest...
Well, that makes sense. Yuffie's actually like SWOTOR and actually really good at the game. I think that's what Tessen looks for in an offspring.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. She actually likes the game. That's the big thing Aelin didn't like, is she didn't want to play SWOTOR like that.
And she's fucking good at the game. Aelin was dog water. Yeah.
Yeah, dog water gave her my taking spot for a while.
I'm moving!
Oh, don't even remind me. And she had to be the main tank, too.
Yes, Yuffie is very good at the game. I'm shocked she hasn't found a boyfriend. Don't look at me. Everybody always looks at me. I'm happy and content with my body pillow.
Come on, man. You could do better. You could totally get her if you wanted.
Yeah, I agree. What about you, Nemesis? My one true love is booger sugar.
Only enough room in your life for one love, huh?
Well, if you ever want to go after Yuffie, you should. It would be good for you. Get a little grease off the exhaust pipe, so to speak. Look who's talking.
Yeah, do you have anyone that you've got? You know, a special someone, Hopkinsville Goblin?
Oh no, there's only one of me. And I actually don't have any reproductive work. I don't find anything attractive.
Well, that sounds fucking boring.
Oh, depending on how you look at it, it's actually a lot more simple.
Huh. I mean, I kinda get it, but he puts his arm.
Seems lonely, Nick. Putting her arm around Nick.
That's-
I mean, my first girlfriend didn't end up getting shot by the Terminator.
You have me there. I was just...
Oh, man.
I was just gonna say that, well, I kinda get it. I wouldn't trade what I've got for the world.
Yeah, I just hope Hun doesn't ruin it for him. Quiet.
Yeah, Arctitus Simus walks over, leans down. You know, you're gonna speak it into existence.
I'll just kill Hun myself. Not that I want to. I've grown quite fond of him. Speaking of Hun, where is he? Does anybody know? No idea. He's off doing his own thing. After he handed over the deed to the whole strip mall to Bubba, he took off. Him and Thalika Smilus and Stallone. They're pretty close. So, you know. And that Alejandro guy, they're all pretty close knit. Something about advancing the interests of Nick.
Yeah, they asked for the week off. After he gave me the deed to that mall, I kinda had to, so I gave it to him. I ain't seen him in 3 days, at least.
Yeah, well, let him go. Let him have fun. Thalika Smilus is good for him, a good influence, and Sylvester needs somebody in his life, I suppose. And as far as that Alejandro guy goes, you know, I did some digging, right? That guy was involved in, like, multiple scams over the years. The Fran 8K camera, something called the Super Sega. Super Sega?
I've never heard of that, but at risk of sounding like a dick, he kinda looks like it, doesn't he?
He's definitely a, what do they call that? Lovable grease ball. Clearing her throat as Alejandro getting out the Lambo, seeing Nicola and Otani commandos.
He makes sure to put it in park this time before stumbling over.
Who are you? This is my office. I work here. Who are you? May I come in?
Yeah, don't let him in, Han says over the radio.
Don't let him in, that's okay, go on, let him in.
Pushes a button, the doors open, the sliding doors open, starts sliding.
Thank you very much.
Stumbles in.
What is it?
Hello everyone, my name is Shelbo, I am the receptionist. Would you like to sign in?
I don't know who is it.
This is Bill Alvarado. He is our lead program designer. I am at the desk, and that is Carcinogen, head of game testing.
Is it Carcinogen? Who is? Oh. Okay. Where is Han? I need to find Han. He's waiting for Alejandro.
He is over this way, through the door. Go right ahead, and they will be waiting for you.
Of course. Strange people he hires here, I do not understand.
Walks in.
Hello, Alejandro is here. Is everything okay?
Hey, Alejandro. I'm not really okay. His hand paces, but hey, what's up?
Well, I get here and there are many strange people out in the receptionist area. I do not know who this Shelbo or Bill or other man is. Who are they?
Bill is the lead programmer. He actually worked in the gaming industry for over 75 years. Worked on titles such as Yar's Revenge, Monopoly, Farkle, Monopoly Go. That one Rocky game they did. Points back at Stallone. Yeah, Shelbo's a big black guy that we recruited towards the end of our conflict with the Greys. And Carcinogen is a game tester and developer with 87 years of experience.
Yeah, we got him a game tester because apparently some kind of speedrunner who breaks games.
Oh, this makes sense. You're very good at picking these people. Han, what is wrong?
He's been pacing back and forth, grunting. I don't know how to announce the release of the Anico. I don't know how to announce it to people. It's gotta be grand, but I don't know what to do.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem. If we just put it out on the Twitter, how many people are going to see it? Now, Nick's Comic Shop social medias have a lot of followers given certain videos that were made real thanks to Honda. Anyway, long story short, it won't be big enough.
Nah, it's not gonna be big enough. I mean, even the one I used to have, my social media got a couple more, but I can't use it no more because I got locked out.
Certainly.
And I mean, who announces a game console on social media? There's always some type of big presser.
Exactly. You can't have something like that just be shadow announced on social media. It ain't right. We gotta find out the way to do it, but I'm drawing a blank. The powers and forces of Rob done messing with my head.
And the guys with the guns and the weird mask, they're Nickel and Dautani commandos. Nickel and Dautani's the parent company of Nick Television Incorporated.
Oh, these make sense, but why are they wearing like baseball and football gear under white clothing? It looks like a costume.
Stallone and Hunt were in charge of picking their gear. I just picked the guns.
I picked top of the line stuff. It's enough to keep you protected. It's kind of stuff that Sage would have used in a movie.
Like Sage is your son. Yes, I remember now. And then, yes, this makes. Oh, that's not important. They are there to protect Nick's interests and work under our command. What's important is we gotta find the right place. I can't put it on any of the social medias. Like Stallone said, his is gone, and who the fuck don't care about mine?
Have Ridley do a press event. No. We're trying to avoid their help, okay? Because with their help comes questions. A million questions. I love Ridley and Mikasa to death. I do. I would die for them both. 10 times over. I don't want a million questions from Ridley.
Yeah, if we tell Ridley what we're doing, he's gonna be like, oh, what about this? And have you done this? It doesn't make sense.
Have LeVar do this.
Yeah, they're gonna take it from us. And he points to the four of them. And we know all this shit better than these guys do, right?
Yeah, and when Nick finally thanks us, we get all the credit. We don't have to share it with people like LeVar and Tessen and Yuffie.
Yeah, you don't want to have LeVar Burton with his fucking unearned ego looking down at you like that.
And he will be dressed in that suit and tie, shaking Nick's hand with his big white teeth out on display.
Oh, this LeVar, he sounds very egotistical and rude person is what he sounds like.
He's not egotistical, not very egotistical.
He's the most.
Yeah, he done a fucking egotistical prick, thinking he better than me just because he don't work on Star Trek. That don't make him smarter than me.
Shelbo getting in line for some reason, even though there's nobody for there to be a line, the food just sitting here warm.
He picks up.
So we don't need their help, thank you.
No, we don't. And then that Ridley guy, he even more ego. He gonna claim that he made it, not us.
Yeah, and then he'll make a movie about the process of making it, and we probably won't even be asked to play in it. This is our hill to build, and then succeed on, and advance the interests of Nick.
Exactly. And so if we use they help, it won't be us doing it. It'll be
Ridley, LeVar, and Tessen doing it, and them just pretending we had no part in it.
Who killed Jackie? Mind you, me and Hunt, not Ridley.
Jackie is...
she was some bitch that they killed to save the world.
Okay. It's a good thing you killed her. Then what? Then we find some way to introduce the Nick Cole without this hand, without this Tessen or LeVar knowing. We must have some method we can use, yes?
It's Shelbo getting food.
Thank you, little monkey. I appreciate this. This is very good. Keeps the witchcraft away.
Getting food before you watch Tessen and LeVar's new podcast.
Yes, I am quite excited. The Reading Rainbow was a favorite of mine when I was young. For it to be brought back is very nice. When is it? Sahelanthropist number 21. When is that done coming out? When are they starting their podcast? Today, right?
2.5 hours.
Oh. Looks over at the group with a big smile. Everybody, get in the caravan. I got a plan.
Sure.
Shit, yeah. Whatever's planning has gotta be good, right, guys?
Yeah, let's go.
Yes, you're not paying their own.
Alright. So, we're still going through this. Oh boy, Banks. This one says base set. There might be some shadowless stuff in here.
Charizard. I think I need a shadowless. Any PSA 10 starter Pokemon. Venusaur, Blastoise. I could use an Alakazam too, and a Mewtwo.
Alright, if we see any of them, we'll get them to you.
I'm gonna guarantee they're in here. That Rob guy seems to have kept a lot of stuff. This wasn't even for sale.
He'd keep the really cool stuff if he could get away with it, yeah.
Well, shit. I mean, look at that. PSA 9, slides it over. PSA 9 Blastoise, Shadowless Hollow.
I'll be taking that. Oh god, grown men with an infatuation for Pokemon.
Hey, Nick looks back at her like my mom always used to say, better cardboard or plastic crack than real crack.
Yeah, there's worse things we could be doing. Like me and Nick could have launched a vendetta for the past 2 years on some random person with a disability. Fair point.
At least we're looking at stuff that kinda helps this shop.
That is true. And this card is pretty cool, actually. Looking at the Shining Charizard. Yeah, man, I never got into Pokemon cards myself. When I was a young boy, Hun dubbed me a Sith Lord, and I've been working to try and develop Force powers ever since.
Wait, he actually just called you a Sith Lord one day when you were kids?
Why do you think he wears the robe and paints his face like a shade of gray every day? Yeah, no. And coming from Hunt, I guess Nemus kind of believed it because the holla and stuff like that, even though we was all a little skeptical about the holla at the beginning of everything. And, yeah.
Huh. I honestly...
That's how I ended up losing my teeth. You guys realize that when Mina kicked my shit in, I was walking up to shoot Force Lightning at Bubba.
But you knew you couldn't do that shit. Why would you try?
Hun said, in done my greatest hour of need, the force of the hauler would be with me. There's no such thing.
Even if it was, I guess it ain't your biggest hour of need, kid.
There's no such thing as the force of the hauler. Never was, never will be.
No such thing That'd be really stupid if people could just tap into the power of the planet like that. Well, alright. I just think it's... I'm gonna be honest, man. I kinda just thought you chose to dress like that because you thought it was cool.
No, this is the official robe of the Sith Lords of the Holler. So, plus with all the coke I do, I don't really care for sunlight.
Yeah, that sounds about right. You should see some of the crack and cokeheads who come through here trying to sell stuff. They look like they're gonna disintegrate in the sun.
Sure. Walking in the comic shop.
Yeah, how everybody doing? Me and Dallas Smiley's and Alejandro, we're here to say hi, how you doing?
What's up, Stallone, Alejandro, Tyler Smilers? Hey, everybody.
Hello, everyone. This is Alejandro here. It's good to see you. It's good to see everyone. Hello, little girl. It's good to see you.
Hello, Hunt from Spain.
This is Han from Spain. It's not my name. My name is Alejandro, but this is no matter. It's good. It's good to see you too.
What are you guys doing here? And is everything... Looks over. What does that shirt say? Looking at them. Oh, it sure says Nico, right? That Smilers is a cool shirt, right?
Yeah, Nico. And that's the shirt Alejandro has on says Nickland Otani. All will be explained soon, Nick. Don't worry. Nickland Otani.
What do you mean?
It is no matter.
Interrupting Nick.
It is of no matter. You've been working hard today. Yes, everybody working hard looking through these little pieces of cardboard to do that. You've been working hard, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah, kinda. Well, you should take a break. You watch the podcast with LeVar. I mean, you really should see him. You're gonna support your friends, right? So you want us to all, like, take a break and just watch the podcast?
I wanted to watch it anyway, so why not? Yeah, I really wanted to see Mr. Burton and Tessen at work, finally.
Yeah, why the hell not? It's a slow day.
Sure, I mean, we can take a break from this, right, Banks? You don't mind if we take a few minutes to watch the podcast, right?
No, I don't care. Where's Hund? Is he alright? Oh, he's fine. He's fine. Trust me. You might see him on the podcast, actually.
Oh, okay. Maybe he's coming in to talk about, like, the prehistoric creatures of the Holler. That'd make sense. He actually might be useful for that.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that, right?
Yeah, it's, Nick, just make sure you're sitting down when you watch this podcast.
I'll be sitting. Alright, I mean, yeah, let's watch it.
Well, I'm not nervous per se, but remember, Mr. Burton, this is your show. You have the name recognition. I'm like your color commentator, if you will. Nobody's gonna watch the Tessen podcast. The LeVar podcast, on the other hand, yes.
No, I completely understand, and I've laid it out nice and simply for you. For this introductory one, we'll open. If it's alright with you, I'll open by singing the first lines of the original theme song, and then we'll just go into introducing each other. We'll talk about your background, and then we can get into some of the more fun little scientific things that we're going to be getting going on for the kids this time.
Oh, that sounds like a wonderful idea. Yes, I concur. Wholeheartedly, fully. Give me the lyrics. Maybe I can sing along with you.
Well, the beginning of the song, we're only going to sing the first little verse, so it is, butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high, take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow.
Wow, this show's gonna be great. Yes, it is. It is. One question.
Well, yes, of course, Mother Bigfoot. What's the question?
Where has Hund been? He's been lying low. When Hund lies low, I begin to get anxiety.
Well, to be completely honest, I'm not quite sure, Mother. I don't... Now that I think about it, I have not seen him in a fair while.
Me and Levar have been focused on this podcast. Gestures to Ridley, I don't know.
I haven't seen him. To my knowledge, he hasn't actually been out and about all that often as of late. Have you seen him, Mikasa?
The last I saw him is when he came over to the offices to look around and borrow some of our office chairs he said he needed. I didn't ask why. We have thousands of them, so I said, go ahead, take whatever you'd like. And I asked if everything was okay, and he said, done focusing on advancing Nick's interests and building done better comic shops. Shrugs. And that was 2 days after they killed that Rob man, so...
Huh. So, yeah, working on protecting Nick's interests, that sounds interesting. Yes, he told Duggan that he worked to protect Nick and make him many monies.
Protecting? Or advancing? He said, both. Both. Protect and advance Nick's interests. So I would say killing Rob and then giving the deed to Bubba and is advancing Nick's interests. Oh, very interesting.
Yeah, but do you think that he maybe was thinking about anything else while he said it?
I don't know. To be honest, he was only here for a very brief time, and he left with, I think, 5 chairs, and Shelbo was with him, and so was Carcinogen. They helped him carry the chairs out.
So he took... let me just be fine in saying it. The 2 special education people along with him.
Yes, and to where, I have no idea. Somewhere where he needed office chairs, apparently.
Huh. Well, I'm sure there's nothing that's gonna come of it, Mother. He's not exactly got anybody he's gonna be attacking right now, right?
Yes, with that Rob man dealt with, I don't see who he's going after next, unless... Has somebody else insulted Nick that we don't know about lately? Another potential other comic shop owner? Not that I done heard of.
Not that I'm aware of. We've actually had Octodis Samus monitoring their social media and deleting any hate comments before Han can see them.
That is probably for the best.
Yes, there hasn't been any, but just in case. God knows the worst thing that's going to happen is Han sees somebody and attacking him again.
Are you worried about Han going after Nick again? No, but when Han digs his teeth into something, he really digs without thinking beforehand. That's all I worry about.
Yeah, that's a really good worry, but I'm sure we're gonna be alright, at least for today, right? I mean, he's not gonna mess up the podcast.
No.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, of course he wouldn't. We're doing this. It's something that could even be seen as an interest of Nick. It's good. And nothing bad's gonna happen with the podcast. I'm sorry. I'm just so excited for it. It's been so long.
Given the focus he had when he came in here looking for chairs to borrow, I don't think he even knows that the podcast is happening.
I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't. He was so focused on his crusade against Rob. Where would he have even found out about it?
Yeah, maybe. Stroking his chin, sitting back in the chair, looking around. Maybe. One can hope. People say trouble has a way of following Nick, and this is true. But trouble has a way of starting with Han.
You're probably right, Tommy. Trouble does have a way of starting with Han, but at the very least right now, I don't think there's any trouble to be had. I hope your intuition is wrong this time.
So do I. I've had enough of Han's antics for one fucking lifetime. Though I do think he did the right thing with that Rob guy. Enough. The red light has went on. It's almost time. Head to the studio.
Oh, we are going to. Come along, Tessen. This is gonna be delightful.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Yes, LeVar! LeVar and Tessen not on the TV quite yet. Are you ready for the show? You're gonna see Uncle LeVar and Uncle Tessen, honey. Yeah! Looking at the TV. God, we've come a long way, man. God.
Goddamn right we have. I never thought I'd hear fucking Banksy calling Tessen Uncle Tessen.
Remember when Aelin used to call me Uncle Banksy? I wonder what ever happened to Aelin.
Honestly, I'm not sure. I didn't think to ask Tessen about her because he wouldn't know. Do you think his wife like took the girls and they like disowned Tessen?
Well, they did get divorced. Tessen and his wife. They did get divorced, but Tessen took all of the money. He took it out the bank and vanished to, well, as you know, White Bluff. That's why he never went back to live in Atlanta somewhere. Because if he goes back, he doesn't be arrested.
That sounds like Psychosis Tessen to do something like that, yeah. So they're
Is he
probably
aware of that? Oh yeah, he's aware. Go on then.
I was gonna say they probably just found some family to stay with, and Aelin probably just is continuing her nursing career.
Well, I would hope so for her sake. I got nothing against her, but considering the fact Tessen took all their money, Nick. Like all of his wife's money and his money, and then all the money and all the bank accounts for the children's college fund. So I don't think Aelin probably went to college. Oh, that's just horrible. We'll look into it. I'm sure the JDF can give her a scholarship.
Yeah. Listen, I got my problems with her, but she doesn't deserve that shit, damn.
Oh, look! Pointing at the screen as LeVar and Tessen come on singing.
Butterfly
In the sky.
I can go
I
twice
can go
as
twice
high.
as high, LeVar.
Take a look. It's in a book.
It's a book.
A reading
Reading
rainbow. Hello. That's kind of funny. Oh, jeez. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to LeVar Burton's Reading Rainbow. It's been many, many years since I've seen all of you little ones, and pretends he's looking over a crowd. Well, some big ones, too. And I am here to present my guest and my co-host, who's going to be leading us through these proceedings, Mr. Tessen Matheson. Can you introduce yourself to the group, everyone? To everyone here, Tessen.
Hello, children and adults. My name is Tessen Matheson, or you can just call me Jeff. It's good to see you. I'm a certified nurse, and I have a degree in ancient Japanese history and theology.
Really? Now that is rather interesting. I did not know you had a degree in theology, Tessen. That is delightful. I just love hearing that people are learning more these days.
As Hunt walks up behind them on the TV.
Is that who I think it is? Oh, everybody.
Hello there, everybody. I'm gonna need to talk to you guys real quick. We got something important to talk about.
Hunt, we're in the middle of a show, Hunt.
Yes, we're in the middle of a show. We haven't gotten to anything. Hunt, I was considering asking you about paleontology, but
That's not important.
he pushes LeVar's head out of the way and starts fiddling with the camera. Hunt, what are you doing? Hunt, what do you do?
I've got this.
And the camera suddenly goes offline for a moment.
That wasn't planned. For fuck's sake. Yeah! Oh yeah, Nick! More cuss words!
It's okay, everybody. It's all according to plan. This is what we're going for.
Did Hunt have a shirt that said NA on it in like a weird futuristic logo? Nick Lindantani, building better comic shop.
Yeah, they're here. They're the guys we got together to protect and advance the interests of Nick. Oh, God. Protecting it. Guys, what's going on?
You do not need to ask this. It is okay. Just keep watching. Keep watching. You're going to see what is happening. You are going to see it. It is very good. Very good. You will understand soon.
This is the announcement of a lifetime, Nick. Just sit back and get ready to count the money as this comes up on the screen. Meet a Nickco.
Nick Television, a Nickco special. What is this?
And he picked the dumbest fucking picture of you, of course.
That's the one of me trying to look, like, cute at a BattleBots event. Oh god.
Cute at a BattleBots event, and he picked it. Interesting choice. This is not good. My stomach's starting to churn already.
Oh, Bubba's got some Tums in the drawer over there. That'll help you. It's okay, buddy. You're turning with excitement. It's gonna be great. It's a great dashing picture.
Why is the timer done counting up? Oh shit.
Oh, I think we give. Did we give Handy what a stopwatch thing instead of timer app?
I think I did, yeah. That's Shelbo's job. I don't know how to do PR and video-related stuff.
Oh, you should have just asked Alejandro, the best editor in the world. I fix next time. I fix later. It's okay.
How fucking long is this? It's already been 5 fucking minutes. I mean, what the fuck? And what is Nick Television? Yeah. Why have I heard in television? Yes, honey, it's a gaming console. Or something like that.
Yeah, it was a gaming console made by Mattel back in the 80s, and now they just kind of make collections of retro games.
Well, that's not true. It was made by Nick back in the 80s.
Made by Nick? Yeah, made by you, Nick. You're a genius at video gaming. Hunt's gonna talk all about it. I'm sorry. I don't. Nick looks like he's just full-blown short-circuiting in his head.
Go ahead.
It is fine. It is important. You make this. We give you credit. It will be wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. You will enjoy. You will enjoy.
And with the photo behind him now, right in front of the camera, as Tessen and LeVar look furious.
Hello, everybody. I am here to talk to you and tell you about something very, very important. It has to do with the very fabric of society. You know, when I was a young man, I used to love playing on my television with my good friend Nick. He was the one who convinced my mama to buy it. And you know, I think we've lost something as a society. The way we've always been all playing lonesome. The games used to bring us together, and that's the real important thing about all this, you know? And so Nick came to me. You know, Nick came to me a while back. You see, we had a very good friend, the two of us. His name was Keith Robinson, and he owned in television. Nick allowed him to own and run it. You see, Nick invented it. And Keith, he had passed away in 2017, and so Nick came to me and he said, "Hun, Keith and I, we been talking back and forth about this, and they had this idea, and he said he just couldn't bear to go through with it on his own. He needed me to help make it a reality. And it is this, the Nickco. You see, video games, they used to be simple. You could pick 'em up and play 'em and have fun with 'em. And yeah, it was just it. You could have fun and do great stuff with 'em, but instead, what do we have? Solitary and violent and hard. You know, I the other day tried to get my dad Paul to turn on a PlayStation 5, and he couldn't do it. It was too complicated for him. He couldn't even figure out the controller. That ain't right. You know, when I was a kid, I'd have that in television out. And, you know, Nick would be coming over to play with me. My mama Kim be in the kitchen making pasta. You know, me, my whole family, we done full-blooded East Coast Italian. So Mama Kim out there in the kitchen making the sauce. And we'd be playing the games, and she'd scurry out real quick. And it'd be her turn to do it. You take her turn, play quickly, and then scurry back to keep on making that sauce. It was better. That done how these things is supposed to be done. But I think somewhere along the lines, those things got blurred. So what we gonna do is Nick Television, Nick Mako, he points there. Simple and easy. We done have 4 pillars for our company. Done simple, affordable, family, and friendly entertainment. That's what we're going for. Nice and easy, because it's gotta be nice and easy, you understand? So what we gonna do is we gonna make this beautiful console. It's gonna cost $150.99 on launch. We gonna come with 6 incredible packing games, and these games are gonna be quality. They ain't gonna be like if you go to the Switch shop right now, you're gonna see slop, you're gonna see horrible M-rated shit, terrible, I mean, violent, horrible video games like Grand Theft Auto, like these Resident Evil, like we done see in Stardew Valley, horribly violent games. We're not gonna have that here. It's gonna be affordable, family friendly, and this, look at how beautiful. It's sleek, exactly what the vision Nick had for it is. Just beautiful and wonderful. And Nick, he gave me the reins of Intellivision, and I, in the honor of Mr. Keith, named it Nick Television. And we're gonna make this console. And the other games we're gonna have, they're all gonna be curated, rated N for everyone, by Nick himself, to be ready for our console. And they're gonna cost between $2.99 and $7.99. And because they're just too expensive right now. It's just way too hard to actually get people into gaming, because they're done 3.9 billion people who play video games, and only about 150 million of them are hardcore gamers. The people who play the Switch and the Wii and the PlayStation and the damn Xbox and all those things, and Steam. That ain't what we trying to get a hold of. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I see you're thinking it, Tessen. Is it gonna play Netflix? No, it ain't gonna play Netflix. My damn blender play Netflix. We ain't gonna do that shit. You see, Nick understands the video game market. He taught it to me very hard, and we gonna market to the people who ain't getting marketed to, all them casuals that the Wii brought in. That's why it's the 4th most highest selling console in history. And, you know, it's become such a solitary and lonely experience that I think we need to fix that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring people together. All games on this console are going to be couch co-op capable, and they're gonna be fun. Cause you ever tried playing a retro game on mobile? It's terrible. It's hard to do. It's not fun, and it's solitary. And this is not gonna be like that. You're gonna be able, because the best memories I have playing video games are from sitting in the same room as someone else playing together. Nobody's got good memories playing alone. That doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. And so this thing, look at it. Look at this console. Look at this beauty. It's gonna have Wi-Fi that can connect it to the internet. It's gonna come with these games. It's gonna have these LEDs around the side of it that give you these rock and roll lights. Cause you know, Nick, a real rock and roll rock star. He playing all these music. He's played with Kiss before. You know that, right? So we incorporated that in to give it that very real feeling of just real rock and roll. It's gonna be special, really special. And there's nothing else on the market that really feels what we've been wanting here. We're gonna have the Nikma gaming engine built into these games too. It's gonna make sure everything's an even playing field, because if you ever done tried to play one of these newer games with a non-gamer, they can't play it. It's impossible. It's terrible. And so the Nikma gaming engine gonna level the playing field. Like if you playing Pong with someone, well, if you score 3 in a row, your paddle gonna get smaller and they get a bigger one. It's nice, simple, easy, affordable gaming. That's what we want. Because, Nick came up with these price points, and he was the one behind the Wii. He wanted them to make more casual games, but Nintendo didn't listen, so that's why it took him a while. But it's fine. we're gonna have our own way of doing things. The Wi-Fi gonna allow it to have public leaderboards, and on those leaderboards, you're gonna be able to show your high scores for each game. And for every game, the top 10 scores are gonna get a $10,000 gift card to the absolute best comics, toys, and games comic shop. The top 5, 7,500, and if you win the top 3, 100,000, 75,000, and in the top 3 you get 100,000. And if you're number 1, you get to come in and have a 1-hour shopping spree where you can get whatever you want for free. And that'll really get butts in seats. And you're also gonna get a little certificate you can print out. And you'll be able to run tournaments, something like, imagine 75-player Frogger. You'll be able to run them, and it'll be incredible. We're gonna have games like Rob Stalker, like Nick Smash, all of them, these wonderful games. And we're gonna have, I'm proud to announce, we're going to have the greatest game to ever exist as our flagship launch title, and it's called Resident Evil 25 Generations, the Girl. Now, there's a lot that can be said about this beautiful, wonderful title, but I'm not going to get into it here. You'll get to see a bit more of that down the line, but we got some wonderful, incredible members on our team that are helping to make this beautiful, wonderful game a reality. We got Sylvester Stallone, one of the greatest video games. He's been in a ton of video games, including Rocky ones, and he personally working on the development of Resident Evil 25 Generations, the Girl. We have 60 million years experience here between all of our people. We got Alejandro. He helped making incredible things like 8K cameras and a Super Sega system. We got Thalaka Smiles on our board of directors. He one of the best and most brilliant men to ever exist. We got all of them. Shelbo Carcinogen. We got our good man Bill Alvarado. He done worked on some of the greatest games ever made, including Frogger. Just so much talent, and we even got Masahiro Yamamoto, who done an incredible game designer. He done worked on the Final Fantasy series, I tell ya. And you know what? Even my mama Kim done involved. That's 2 full-blooded East Coast Italians that are on this. It's gonna be incredible, I tells ya. But that's all I have for you all for now. Thank you for listening to my presentation. And coming soon, we're gonna get you even more on the Nick Television, Nick Miko. This is $100 Rico, signing off.
As the screen fades, yeah! Starts clapping his paws together.
Hooray! This is the best presentation ever! Yes, hooray!
Yeah, woo! Thank you, that's awesome, great!
Oh my god.
What am I? He's looking at the screen that it left off on, showing the game. This is why you wanted us to watch?
Nick, I know you got a lot of questions, but there's an old saying, Nick. Strap your boots on, buckle down, and get ready to get it done.
Exactly, you have to hit the ground running, and this is what Alejandro has always been good at. And look, we have great game, we have system, let it go!
Shifting. Ridley Furious.
What the fuck was that? What has happened? What do you
I
do?
am not East Coast, I tell you.
Mama, it's fine, just stop!
No, we're not going to stop. You hijacked the podcast. It was supposed to be something different. Yes, I'm rather cross with you, hon. I was looking forward to this, and you took it from me.
This is bullshit about you and Nick playing. I had an Intellivision when I was a child. My father bought me one. Nick wasn't even a twinkle in his mother's eye yet.
I had one too. You know, I had one. I played it with Nick. No, you didn't. Kim never bought you one of those. She didn't buy it. You bought an NES for him, didn't you, Kim?
That's right, Yuffie. I done bought Sim an NES. Well, dare I say Paul bought him one, who is dead, yet you speaking as if he's alive, Joseph.
Yeah, you said that you said he was trying to turn on the thing, but he been dead for a while.
It's fine. It's a little white lie. It must be done. It had to be done for the advancement of Nick. His interests. We need to do it. The advancement and protection of him. You understand, you know?
What is the meaning of all this making a game console for Nick? He already has a successful business and a girlfriend. That's more than the vast majority of people his age.
No, we're gonna make him a lot of money. We're gonna get it all done. And you know what? I plan to get this done. We're gonna make lots of money and get his name even more world-renowned for his interests.
Isn't Resident Evil owned by like one of these mega corporate Capcom? You can't just make a game and call it without that. You have to purchase the rights.
You're assuming that I haven't, Tessen.
There's no charge on Ridley's card that reflects that.
Oh, it's fine. We'll figure it out down the line.
Well, have you done it or not? I'm not gonna say that's a trade secret, Yuffie. And it's fine. Fine. A trade secret. How are you gonna build it, huh?
Does Nick even want this console?
Well, of course he does. We're building it for him.
Have you?
Are you sure Nick's comfortable with his face being all over everything?
I'm sure of it. He wants us to advance his interests too. That's what's important, you know? And listen, it's fine. We've been planning this for years, everyone. You think I don't have this planned out?
Han senses his window to retreat.
And would you look at the time? Bye, guys. I gotta go work with my other boys. We got lots of work to do with the Nick television.
He waves goodbye and hauls ass. He left. You know,
He ruined our fucking show.
I was very excited. I was gonna teach the kids. They just found a new species of octopus that may be the biggest invertebrate ever. Instead, he took it and made it about a shitty console. And did you notice he dodged all of our questions? I was gonna ask him about manufacturing and who he's gonna hire, because I'm sorry, none of the men he mentioned are anywhere near qualified enough for this.
I mean, he said they've been working on it for years. The ceasefire with Nick has been like 4 months.
Yeah, 4 months, 3 days, and 21 hours.
So instead, I'm gonna tell you he's just bullshitting all of it. You know what? Tessen, you know what we should do? I'm gonna make a vow right here and now. I'm gonna cover this bullshit. Since he ruined my podcast and stole it from me, one of the things we do on this podcast from now on is we are gonna uncover all of this, and we're gonna take it down. We're gonna use what he ruined to ruin his shit.
I am 110% on board, because something tells me Hund is going to crowdfund.
So everybody, what are you seeing? Because I'm seeing some pretty good comments on this feedback.
Yeah. 7 million comments saying they want the console. Yeah, holy shit, that was the right idea. Springboarding off LeVar and Tessen's horseshit educational show.
Yeah, there was 20,000 people watching. It's all on the front page of Twitch. We got a Games Radar article made about us.
IGN too. The one here in America.
Alejandro, see over Han's shoulder. It looks as if he has this place called Washington Post. There's a written article about it as well.
It looks a lot of the interest. Okay, so this Resident Evil franchise must be popular. I see why you picked this. A lot of the interest is in Resident Evil Generations 25, the girl.
It is very popular. If you look, Carcinogen is playing it right now.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, yeah, Resident Evil 9. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, good choice.
I'm very happy with it. It's been very good. This is the best that I could have asked for. Everything going to plan. just some of them asking a question. Well, this guy here asked a good question. It's just, how are we gonna fund this, huh? I still got Ridley's credit card around.
No. We said we can't use Ridley's card for this. If we ain't gonna piggyback off the other stuff, why would we use his credit card? Right, Thalaka Smiley?
I don't want to deal with questions from Ridley or Mikasa, like I said earlier. And the more we pull from that card, the more attention they'll find out there's a reason we haven't told them where our offices are.
Exactly. We can't let them know. No, it's one of the hardest decisions to make, but we gotta go and...
You see him hang his head. We gotta crowdfund it. I need a camera. The best one you can obtain. We gonna film a crowdfunding video, boys.
I'll work on getting a camera set in here. Stallone work on scripting out a crowdfund investor pitch video.
Well, I can do that, There's one thing I'm good at is investor pitching. That's how I got some movies made. How you think I got Cobra?
Okay. Are you ready, Mr. Burton? We're gonna talk about Hundi Tellerico, and are you ready?
I'm quite ready, and you know what? Despite you can tell the two of us have some feelings about this to begin with, but you know what? I'm gonna go at this completely fair and unbiased to start. I think that's pretty fair, Tessen, right? To show we're better than him.
I'm going to remain unbiased as well. So when this all goes up in smokes, we took the high road to, as he clicks on his mouse, begin with. Here we go. Okay, we have some things we're gonna talk about. You do the introduction, I'll get the photos from the release ready.
Exactly, and at this point, we've had Hund come in, and he said that gaming is far too complicated and expensive now, and while I agree with it being rather expensive because of inflation, I will say that I am... How do I put it? First off, is it really all that complicated? You've operated games, Tess, and you play MMOs. You've played a PlayStation before, right? How complicated is this gaming console he's talking about?
Are we live?
Yes, we are. We are live right now. Everyone is seeing it talked about. I want to know, how complicated would you say all of this is?
Well, let me put this photo up here first. Right here, so we can have both of them. What I would say gaming is not complicated at all. I mean, before I got divorced, my Zuma was playing Swoto when she was 6. Was she great at the game? No. But could she move around and level her character up? Yeah, absolutely. I think gaming has gotten more simple as opposed to complicated. But that's just my opinion.
And I would agree. And if anything, it's more accessible than ever. Every game has changeable and adaptable controls. It's all rather easy. You know what I'm saying? So
most modern games have like colorblind and like 2 pages worth of accessibility options. I think we're well past the barrier of entry. That was the early 2000s.
Exactly, and the controllers may look like they're difficult to use, but tell me how you play mostly computer games. How hard was it to pick up an Xbox controller and figure out how to play a game on it?
Hardly at all. I mean, before I ended up here, I worked at a hospital, and every room had either PlayStation, some variation of the PlayStation, or an Xbox, or a GameCube, or a Wii, or you see where I'm getting at?
No, I completely agree. And he talked about it with this. He said it's simple, affordable. He's saying a $150 price point for this thing. I do not think that is rather achievable with current technology and current inflation. Maybe 7 years ago, but not now.
Well, what about the games? He said between $5 and $7. So where is your room for profit if the games are so cheap? Yes, he only mentioned a sparing few games, and I was confused by the naming of them. It was in television nicking. I think that's skiing. I don't really remember what he said, but yes, simple games, but they still have to be developed up to modern standards, brand new games. So, where's your room for profit if everything's so cheap?
That's my point exactly, and doubly so. How are you gonna convince developers to come to this console if they're best possible? Because he's got to be taking a cut from them if they're hosted there. So what's their profit margins? 50 cents, a dollar?
I would think it's incredibly low. I mean, most indie games are rather cheap to begin with. Yet, if you compared to a AAA studio, they're cheaply made. Less people on the team, smaller offices, less computers, blah 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 blah. Most of them are still $10 or more on Steam. Dead Cells was like $20, and that was a big popular game back in the Double Destruction days. Banksy, Wookie, and Nick were very into that game.
I actually completely agree. Most of them range between $15 and $35 for most indie games. There are some that are cheaper, some that are more expensive, but those things couldn't exist on this console. And another small thing that is bothering me is he brought up the Wii and said that was like the casual gamer console, right? But I don't see him filling that market, because that's the market he's saying he wants to fill, but how can he fill that when it's currently filled by the Switch, the second highest selling video game console of all time?
I think if Nintendo had an idea that was somewhat gimmicky, and they gave up on it, that should tell you all you need to know about trying to fill what that console was filling. That's, I think, you're done right then and there.
Exactly, because I'm going to be brutally honest here, and this may seem like I wish it to fail. I don't. I'd rather this be a success. But if your daughter, Yuffie, right, if she came to you and was like, Dad, I want a video game console for Christmas this year, would you go out and, let's say it releases, would you go out and spend $150 on this, or would you spend $400 on a Switch 2?
I mean, I'm a bang for your buck type of guy. It comes down to how much use are you going to get out of something. You know, if you have a $20 toaster and a $60 toaster, but you get more use out of the 20 because the 60 is too complicated to use, or the settings have to be set a certain proper way, then the $20 was far better spent. I would just buy the Switch because I know it's reliable. And I know my daughter would be dead before she got through the library of games offered on that machine. The growing library of games.
And he did bring up, family friendliness, but the Switch has parental controls, and they're very easy to set up. I've done it. I had to set up one for Duggan a while back, you remember?
Well, yes, and I can't say I've ever done it, but, he's claiming there's all these, violent games on the Switch and all this, so just be a good parent and don't buy, I don't, my other daughters, I never bought them violent games. They would say, Dad, I want this game, and you just look at the rating, and you say, no, if it's T or above, when they were younger, obviously. But a lot of this, the marketing is just strange to me. I've never met, well, first off, he's calling himself Hundi Tellerico now, and apparently he's East Coast Italian. Any thoughts on that?
For one, looks right into the camera, Hund is the whitest white man to ever exist. He is East Coast nothing. And this is not to be offensive, he is 100% purebred Tennessee hillbilly.
Yes, and his mother will agree with that, who is just outside the studio looking in at us right now. So there's that. Number 2, have you ever met a CEO of a company who is marketing something and somebody else at the same time, talking up somebody else? Ergo, the man's face on the picture of the CAD drawing drawing of the potential console, Nick.
No, I've never heard of that. I've never heard of them hyping anything else but their own possible product. And certainly not hyping up not just a person, but a person's vision like that. No, I have not.
And the thing that gets me the most, I think the simple games, pick up and play stuff, it can appeal to me directly, for sure. But this is the one that gets me the most. I just don't. Resident Evil 25 Generations, The Girl. We know nothing about the game. It was just shadow dropped unceremoniously on the podcast yesterday. But you understand, I talked to experts in this game. Banksy. I talked to him on the phone last night about this game. So that girl, the monster known as the girl, is from the most recent Resident Evil game. The man in the coat with the pistol to the left is a character named Leon that's appeared in various games, though that's how he looks in the current game. The man next to him is something called Mr. X. He's like this stalker type enemy in Resident Evil 2 Remake, and he makes other appearances elsewhere. But my point is, all these characters are from different games, and that monster, the liquor, they're all from different games.
Yes, I had noticed that they just don't look like they're from the same game, so I don't understand how he's going to fit them all in the same game. And to be honest, Tessen, from my understanding, the girl, was she very well received? I don't think she was.
No, not really. No, I think people preferred the other pursuers in the earlier iterations of these games. But either way, Resident Evil is not on its 25th iteration. The most recent is RE9 in their main canonical timeline. So why is it 25?
I completely agree. It's a good question. Why is it 25? And more importantly, those games are a fighting / like puzzles, right? They are not exactly just something that someone who's never played a video game is going to easily pick up and play, right?
Yes, no, they are the complete opposite of his claim of simple gaming. And all of those characters, all of this artwork, the name Resident Evil, all owned by Capcom.
All owned by Capcom, and well, they have not. I reached out to Capcom. I have not received comment back on this yet, but I'm willing to bet that Honda did not purchase the rights for this game because they do not come cheap. The most recent one is one of the highest selling of the franchise, tens of millions of units.
Yes, I think it sold 9 million alone in the US. 9 million. I think I read that somewhere.
No, I do believe you are correct. It is, I believe, the fastest selling Resident Evil since the original Resident Evil 4, if memory serves. It's a mega hit, and we're to believe that they just are giving the rights away to a random nobody console?
It's a startup company. That's what this would be. They're giving the rights away to a startup company that has never produced anything, never proven themselves, and as far as we know, he mentioned a lot of people who work on it. He mentioned some guy that worked on Final Fantasy. As far as we know, that guy could be dead, for all we know, let alone working on the Nick Co.
The last thing I could find from Mr. Yamamoto-san was a game that he worked on 10 years ago, and he hasn't worked on anything else since. So I will reserve judgment. Maybe he is on it. Maybe Hund swayed him into coming out of retirement. I doubt it. And what I also would like to call into question about this is these games are very violent and very graphic. Not family friendly.
No, not family friendly at all, but he's shrugged as they continue talking.
And
Meet a Nico.
Yeah, meet a Nico. God, he's just leaning back against her, his eyes still looking glazed over. I don't get it.
I think he's trying to help. They said advance your interest. Yeah, he is. But do you want your face all over the place? If this thing goes done belly up, who do you think they're gonna remember? the guy who's claiming to be East Coast Italian, and then you, because you're essentially the mascot. I have a feeling the government will be investigating you within the next couple months, Nick. Prepare yourself. She laughs loud.
Yeah, you're kinda screwed, bro. I know I am. Maybe Honda has a habit of kind of things is working out for him in the very end. Maybe it'll end up working. I can hope, right?
I just don't fucking understand how this happened. Like, did you say you wanted a fucking console or something? You know you have to choose your words fucking carefully with Honda.
No, I never even implied it. He asked, well, I need to advance your interests. What do you need done? And I told him I'm content. I have a job. I'm helping run a very thriving business. I have a beautiful girlfriend. I mean, what else could I ask for? I'm happy.
With Hun, you have to handle him with a certain type of gloves. If you could go back in time, the correct response would have been something like, oh, I don't know, maybe like a plumbing company? Because that would have kept him, like, really busy and contained. How much damage can he really do starting a plumbing company and ruining some pipes before he gets chased out of town? Yeah, that's actually well said.
Yeah, you gotta think about it. It's like dealing with a toddler, but a toddler who will shoot people if you say the wrong thing.
I'm sorry, is Hun really East Coast Italian? Oh, would you shut up?
Hey, Goblin, does he look Italian to you?
No. I didn't know you guys were such close friends in the 80s, Nick. They weren't.
How old do you think I am, Hopkinsville Goblin?
40, maybe? I don't know. It's hard to tell. I don't spend a lot of time around people. I just yeah.
Nick was born in 1998, Goblin.
Nick missed the television by like 20 fucking years.
My first gaming console was the GameCube.
Yeah, man. Nick and Hun did not grow up as friends, and I can confirm, at least in my lifetime, Kim has never once made pasta, and never will. She doesn't even like pasta.
Did Hunt even own an Intellivision?
Something fucking tells me no. I doubt it very fucking much.
Why would he want to? I'm sorry, this might make me sound like an idiot to retro gaming fans, but I've played one of those. Someone brought it in. I played it in the shop. The thing fucking sucks.
Nah, yeah. I mean, there are some cool retro games out there, like the Atari 50th collection. Really cool. You know what that also comes with? A DLC called the Intellivision collection for, I'm pretty sure it's less than $10. So yeah, and that's how you enjoy those games on a modern console like the Switch, PC, Xbox, or whatever the newest PlayStation is.
Yeah, here.
He crutches over here to the video game shelf.
Oh, would you look at this? Intellivision lives for the Xbox 360, and we have it priced at $5.
Yeah, but you're not missing the point. It's not the Nick television. Oh, be quiet.
Oh yeah, this doesn't have. This has Astra Smash, not Nixtra Smash or Nick.
Yeah, it doesn't have my boyfriend's face all over it against his consent. Please get rid of this picture. Deleting it.
Thank you. I was starting to have an anxiety fit, dear.
I found the Nick Television social media pages. There's an Instagram, which just has a picture of all of them together, standing in what looks like a large empty cafeteria. That's odd. Oh, this is strange. They have over 7,000 followers already on this Instagram. Find the Twitter, not the Instagram. I have it here. Here, the first tweet is... Oh. Apparently Hundi Tellerico is going to appear on an interview today with somebody called Dreamcast Guy. What is a Dreamcast?
It's an old Sega console. It was one of theirs from the 90s, sweetheart.
Well, Hundi Tellerico, air quotes around Tellerico with her fingers, is going to appear on the Dreamcast Guys show in 2 hours.
Yeah,
I think we should watch.
Yeah, why is that? Why is that for? Hey, Wookie, can you look up Dreamcast Guy on YouTube? I think I recognize that name.
Yeah, I'm looking on my phone. He's got about 20,000 subscribers. Yeah. Which is probably big in the retro gaming sphere, which is relatively speaking small. But why the fuck is Han going on his
I don't know.
I'm guessing it's because he's trying to get with someone in the retro gaming thing. They are kind of trying to partially piggyback off the old classic and television stuff, right?
Yeah. I guess. I got a bad feeling about this. Looking over at Nick as Han. No. Here's LeVar and Tessen. I just don't. Look, I don't wish any ill will. I want to see people succeed in ventures like this. But I don't see the market for this console. You can't pretend Nintendo doesn't exist. You can't pretend Sony and PlayStation and Microsoft don't exist. You just can't pretend and put something out and just wish cast it into existence. And that's what I feel is being done here, LeBron.
No, I completely agree. And again, I would prefer that this succeeds. I do. Some of it does sound nice, the ability to just have it there to pick up and play. It sounds interesting. But the fact of the matter is that this thing is entering into a very oversaturated market. It's got a lot of competition that is far more established and built by people with far more knowledge onto how to craft one of these machines. And I just don't see a place for it. Maybe we'll be proved wrong and it'll carve out a sliver from that market, but I just don't think there's a big enough sliver waiting for it to be carved.
Yeah. Shutting the lid on the laptop. Don't listen to him, Han.
But it was a good pitch. I told him everything that should be said. I don't understand. Why don't they? It's fine. They're idiots. They're jealous, right?
They're haters, dude. They're haters.
They can't beat us, so they're jealous. They want to take us down because they want to be. You're right.
He shakes it. You're right. It's fine.
I'm a little nervous, boys. I got an interview coming up. It's the first one I've done in quite a while.
Stallone rubbing Hun's shoulders, leading him to the room. Just focus on the interview with the Dreamcast guy and selling Nick and Nick's vision. Don't worry about a goddamn thing that cocksucker LeVar or Tessen said as they disappear down the stairs on their show. Shelbo just listening to everything.
You see, the Silanthropist sees him open the laptop and start typing notes about what they said.
Make sure to tell LeVar and Tessen everything.
I will be telling them. You did not see me telling them.
Well, I think that went over well. I think we were unbiased and fair. I might have been a little cutting at the end with my, just you can't pretend Nintendo and that doesn't exist, but that's just my honest opinion. I think Hunt is literally setting himself up to fail. Has any charges been made to Ridley's card? I mean, how does he plan to fund this? I don't know. Nothing's been we've actually blocked Hun's access. And Hun's card, Stallone's card, Thylicus Smilus's card. Alejandro never had one, nor did Carcinogen. So
we had to. Shelbo actually willingly gave his card to us. We had a very low limit on what he could spend, but no, he turned it over to us before Hunt could take him. I was surprised.
Well, good. Maybe it's not good. I mean, I don't want Hunt to spend your money, but at the same time, developing a console costs money, and where is he going to get this money? That's my question, but either way, let's watch this. The Dreamcast interview is about to go live, so let's watch this cocksucker here. Put it up on the... Here we go. And welcome to the Dreamcast Guys YouTube channel. I am joined here today by an industry legend, an industry veteran, Hundy Tellerico. Hundy, if you want to take the floor and just tell the audience a little bit about yourself, and then we'll the rubber will meet the road.
Well, of course. Thank you very much. Well, as you said, I'm Hundy Tallarico. I used to have a company that Nick helped me found called Hundy Tallarico Studios. And, I done worked on some playtesting early on when I was very, very young. But I got into the gaming industry because Nick discovered me. And we did soundtracks and sound effects. I worked on games like Earthworm Jim. Nick and I worked hand in hand with Shigeru Miyamoto creating Metroid Prime for 5 whole years. And
Metroid Prime, really? Wow!
Yeah. Miyamoto came to me and Nick and he said, you know what, we need some really cool weapon noises. We're not going to show you them. You design the sounds and then we design the weapon appearances around them. And Nick just went to town. If you heard a sound in that game, Nick's the one who made it. And you can thank the visuals to his genius.
I actually didn't. Metroid Prime is one of my favorite games, and I actually didn't know that. Wow.
He's a very humble man, Nick. He asked not to be credited. Very good man. It's just incredible. And we worked on many other things. And as you're well aware, we're working on something right now, ain't we?
Yeah, the Nick Television Nick Miko. I have a lot of questions about this console and its viability in the market and the design philosophy behind it, and my fan base alone has a lot of comments, concerns, questions, and some ridicule.
Oh, well, the ridicule, whatever. There's always going to be haters, right? I mean, that's just how this thing works. There's people who want everything to fail. But for the actual real questions from you and from your audience, I'm happy. I love criticism. I love when people tell me their feedback. Please, shoot. I'm ready. I'm very ready for you to give me some kind of... give me a question, man, please.
So the number one question, really, just from me, not my audience, is who is the target market for this exactly?
Okay, so I said it in the announcement, but there is 3.8 billion gamers, and do you know what percentage of that plays on PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, Nintendo? Do you know what percentage of that plays on those?
No, I don't.
2%. Only 2% of those are the ones I call hardcore gamers. They spend at least a few hours a day playing, they do that. That's 2% of the gaming market. All the rest play on mobile, because those games are simpler and they're easier to pick up, and that's the people we're targeting. But one of our biggest demographics is moms with children, because there's more families right now in the middle class with kids wanting to play video games than ever before in the history of the world. And so these are the people we want to really get to and really entice to purchase our console.
What would you say to the retort that most moms right now are millennials, ergo they grew up with the Nintendo, the NES, and consoles like the GameCube, even? Younger end of mothers, granted it would be early 20s, but to mid 20s. But how do you plan to compete against them? That's Nintendo alone.
Well, for one, we ain't trying to compete with Nintendo. We're trying to carve our own market. But the thing about that is, these moms, they might have grown up with Nintendo, but what we're trying to do is make something safe and affordable and friendly for them, because you gotta understand, I like the Switch. I got one right over there. Points over his shoulder where there's nothing. I love it. It's a great console, but I had a friend, his name Nemesis. He's got a couple kids. One's 5 and one's 7. So he's got his kids, and he asked me, what should I get my kids for them to play on? And I told him a Switch. And because that was all that there was in the market. And you know what happened? He called me 2 months later, and do you know what he said? He goes, why did you tell me to buy this? There's so much violent, horrible stuff. There's blood all over the screen. His kid bought a violent video game called Grand Theft Auto with blood and boobs and all this stuff, and it was just there. just on the screen. And that's the issue. We want to make something that mothers can look at and not have to worry about it. Because the Switch got the worst moderation ever. There's rape and pornography and child rape and sexual stuff all over that Switch store. And that's just not what we want. We want a curated, good experience. And I think that's what's going to really draw these moms to us, is they can trust us when they really can't trust Nintendo.
So the games. Now some of them are pulling from the in-television heritage, and these are going to be simple pick up and play old school arcade games. And then you have other games like you shadow dropped Resident Evil 25 Generations The Girl. If the games are sold so cheap, how do you plan to make profits? Are they all being developed in-house? Are you outsourcing?
For the most part, they're going to be developed in-house. Now, if there are some indie developers out there that want to make a really cool game, what we're going to do is we are going to give them the money to make it. We're going to fund it out of our own pockets for them to make the game, to make something cool and artistic and interesting. That way they can actually have freedom, because the reason they put their games on all these other consoles and marketplaces is because they have to. It's the only way they can make money. This is a couple people in a shed, making a game. What are they going to do? You know what I'm saying? So we're going to let them make it on our dime. We take our small percentage when it does make money, but we are gonna let them be the ones to craft it, and they're gonna be part of our team, so they get our resources as well to expedite that process.
So this console is more like the Atari VCS than it would be a true disruptor to the market.
No, it's going to disrupt the market. I promise you it's going to be a disruptor, because there ain't anything like it. Think about it. 2% of all these hardcore gamers are 2%. If we can manage to get just like 1% of the market, that means we'll do something close to 100. Conservatively, we could do something like 100 million purchases. And that's only 1% of the 98% of that market that's untapped. I don't know about you, but if we do just 1% of the video game market, I'd call that a disruptor, wouldn't you?
I suppose I could see it as a disruptor. Now, you mentioned it was the Nikma gaming engine. Would you care to go into more detail about that?
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you one question first to kind of set the stage for it. I'm assuming your mom don't play too many video games anymore. Have you ever sat her down and tried to play something like Call of Duty with her and seen how that ended up?
She wouldn't do it. No, yeah. And if she did, she's not much of a gamer, so it would probably end poorly.
You'd beat the ever-loving tar out of her, right? And that's not exactly fair. That's not fun. Would you want to game again if your son brought you on and just, got an 80-0 victory over you?
No, I don't. I can't say I would.
So what the Nikma gaming engine gonna do is it gonna level the playing field. Say you playing something like Pong. I use this in the introduction, but you score 3 goals in a row on her, and your paddle gonna get smaller. Hers gonna get bigger. If you playing something like well, I guess this is gonna be done a little bit of an exclusive for you, but we got a game on our system called Nick Hole. It's very similar to the game of Cornhole. When you playing Nick Hole, when you play in that game with her, if you're really pulling ahead, then the wind gonna be a little bit stronger when it's your turn to try and even the playing field. That way, Grandma can come and play, and then your little kids can play, and you're all on an even playing field, and it's simple and fun for the whole family.
I see. Nick Hole.
Yeah, Nick Hole. Gonna be a great game. You take a little beanbag and you throw it at the board and try and get it in the hole. It's wonderful.
Okay. Okay, so and now you tweeted out just before you came on the interview another mic drop moment. The tweet reads exactly mic drop moment announcement. Nick's cousin is Steven Tyler of Aerosmith. Is that true?
Yes, it is. Steven Tyler. His last name don't actually Steven Adams. Nick's cousin. They very close friends. Even to this day, they talk all the time. And so Steven Tyler gonna work with me and Nick to compose the menu music. And I officially am announcing here, Aerosmith gonna do music in every one of our pack-in launch titles.
Okay, that's okay. So that was my next question. Pack-in. A lot of consoles that follow in this vein come with pack-in titles. What are the pack-in titles, if they're picked out already? Potentially, what are they going to be? And if you don't know yet, then just give me potentialities. And how many? 5, 2, 3? The Atari VCS only had 3.
Right now, we are planning 5 regular titles and then one very, very special one as well. So it's going to be a total of 6 pack-in titles. We don't know all of them yet, so I can't tell you the secrets of the trade. But what I can tell you is 2 of them have been selected at this point. The first one is Nicole, because that's going to be our Wii Bowling equivalent. You understand? Nick is the one who came up with Wii Bowling. He said you got to have at least one game like it in the launch titles, so that's going to be a pack-in. The other one that will officially be a pack-in title is we're going to have a remake of the game called Biplanes, and it's going to be called Nick Planes, and that's going to be a pack-in. It's going to be a 2D dog fighting game, and it's going to be delightful. Wonderful, wonderful game.
I see. And the Nikma gaming engine will be implemented in these pack-in.
Every one of them is going to have at least some implementation of the Nikma gaming engine. Every one of them is going to have a single-player campaign and a couch co-op mode. And it's going to have an exclusive mode that only could ever conceivably be played with our Nick Television, Nick Miko controllers.
I was just going to ask, that's why I pulled this picture up. So, before the LeVar Tessen show the other day that you showed up on to drop the announcement, this image was playing on the screen. Everybody is assuming this is the controller, and then there was another image of the console itself that had 2 of these loaded into it. So this is the controller. What's the reasoning for it? It's a strange looking controller compared to anything out on the market, or to be frank with you, on the market the past 30 plus years.
No, and that's on purpose, because we're not trying to be like Nintendo or Microsoft or Sony. Nick made very specific design choices with this controller. One of the big ones is that circle pad. You can see it. Most directional analog sticks move 8 to 16 at most directions. Our circle pad has a 532 directional input spread, so it allows for far more precise and far more speedy movement in these old arcade titles than a regular analog stick would. That's our reason for that. It's just better. It allows for more freedom for our developers, and that's just good. On top of that, the touchscreen, we're using that, and it's going to be a visible touchscreen. It's going to be a color touchscreen, and there are going to be times when information flashes on that screen while you're playing, and you'll look at it, it'll tell you what to do, it'll flash a color. There will be multiple different ways it can work. We're planning some games to have like the information like wind, speed, and nick holes going to be displayed there. It's going to be a whole slew of things like that. And it's purposefully there because that's something the grammar can understand. You want to see what the wind is, or you want to see your hand in a card game. You look down at the screen. It makes those things far easier to do on a couch co-op mode. And those shoulder buttons, we made them on purpose to be nice and squishy and fun to click and clack and use. And we made this to be accessible. It's something that looks inviting, doesn't it? Easy to pick up and play with. Not a million dials and bobs like an Xbox controller.
What do you say to comments like the console that you showed, the CAD drawing, looks like a foot bath, looks like a dehumidifier?
Well, first off, the people that we purchase from, that we want to buy our console, moms, they buy a lot of foot massagers, a lot of foot baths, and a lot of dehumidifiers. Do you think we maybe did that on purpose? Really? That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to attract that audience, so maybe it was on purpose.
And where do you see marketing this machine the most? Like your target audience, yes, but what retails are you targeting to sell this? Retailers.
Well, of course, we're gonna try and get into. We're already in discussions with Walmart and Target and KB Toys and all those big stores, but we also are looking into places you wouldn't expect. We are currently in discussions to have the console sold in places like Starbucks and Bed Bath and Beyond, because if we're the only ones there, then there's no one else to outcompete us for those moms purchasing us for their little kids.
Starbucks is an interesting one. I don't think Starbucks has ever sold outside products besides Starbucks stuff. Like they have their own water, bottled water brands, and cups and thermoses. So, do you really think you can get the Anikko into something as established and as Starbucks?
Oh, I absolutely believe we can. We're in talks. And not just that, we're in talks for, well, we'll call it a wouldn't that be something kind of moment right here, but we are currently possibly in talks with Starbucks to make a Cookin' Mama style game, but inside of a Starbucks. Call it a Starbucks Mama. Nick's idea, of course.
Okay, and so where I'm a fan of LeVar Burton, and I watched his podcast the other day where you came on and announced the console, and then I watched the one that they did earlier today, the follow-up. They went out of their way to point out that Resident Evil is owned by Capcom, and people have been asking, doing digging. Capcom has said nothing about partnering with the Anikko. Do you own the rights or a license to make a Resident Evil game? Because I don't think Capcom has parted with that license for that game very often in the history of that franchise. I don't think maybe they've given it out every once in a while, but I don't think so.
No, and I understand the worry, but don't worry. We're not idiots here. We don't do things by the seat of our pants. We've been planning this for years, Dreamcast guy. We know what we're doing. We've talked with them. We've been in talks. We wouldn't announce something if we didn't have the license already. You know that.
Okay, fair. So the big question that is just floating around the retro gaming community, my community, any community that's, basically into video games, the two big questions. One, I know you can't answer, the girl game, what it's about. The Resident Evil game. I know you can't answer anything about that yet. But, Nick. Where is Nick? His face is everywhere. He's on everything. You talk about him nonstop, but Nick. Where is he? Why are we not seeing Nick?
Well, he is hard at work behind the scenes, developing the games, working on them, helping us do our focus group. He wears a lot of pants, a lot of shoes, a lot of hats, whichever one you want to say in this little business that we are putting together. And so he does not have time to be going out and about, talking to people like that. That's for me to do. He entrusted it to me and his vision to me, but don't worry, Nick is hard at work with us. He's currently at our headquarters working with our men, Mr. Yamamoto and Thalaka Smiles, and they are currently making a very wonderful game. A very wonderful game. It's called Nick Venture. It a retro rebooted classic of the old adventure game.
Okay, fair enough, but will we be seeing or hearing from Nick anytime soon?
Maybe once we get a little closer to the launch window, but for right now, he's just too busy. He doesn't like the spotlight. He wants to be the one behind the scenes making people smile, and I think that's wonderful.
Okay. So, another big question. I would say probably third going around right now. your profit margin. You said the games are going to be $5 to $7. The console $175. How are you going to sustain an ecosystem for this console? And what are your profit margins? Like, what does your next fiscal quarter look like after you release the Nick Television Nick Miko?
Well, we've had intensive focus groups, and we've had some of the greatest financial experts out there look through our books, see what we can do, and I promise you, Nick and those experts poured over the numbers, and we think with the kind of games that we're making, with the buy rate that we're expecting, because we are expecting when someone purchases the console that they most likely are going to purchase a couple games with it. We've been talking to our partners in China and Taiwan about some of the components. All things considered, we're actually going to be making money when selling the console. We're not going to lose money on it because most most companies like Nintendo and Microsoft and Sony, they lose money on their console. They make it back on the games. Well, we're not losing money on the console. We're able to make it like this for the correct amount. And then the games, yes, they might have a little less of a margin than, say, a $70 price tag game from Sony, but that doesn't matter. We're going to be making enough, and I think when you go through our first fiscal quarter after releasing it, the people who question whether or not we're going to be making money are going to be eating a lot of crow, and I'm going to be willing to bet that they'll already have an Anikko in their living room by that time.
Okay, that is impressive to me. Okay, so you're not going with the more of like a shotgun style approach like Sony did with the PS2 and Microsoft with the original Xbox, where you're anticipating a large launch, a large loss on your console. Okay, so you're going with more quality over quantity.
Exactly, because the way I see it, if you got a console that, yeah, it's only got 60 games at first on the first year, but they all are 5 out of 5 great games. And then you got a console that's got 1,000 games, but only about 200 of them are very good. Which one are you going to spend your money on?
The one that's highly curated.
Exactly, and every single game is going to be curated by Nick. They will be rated N for everyone. And on top of that, he has a special scale, and the Anikko seal of approval will be placed on every one of them, and only games that ranked a 7 or above on Nick's scale will be allowed on the Anikko.
I think my last question before we cut the interview and I let you go is, it's been confirmed, Sylvester Stallone, by you yesterday on the LeVar show. Sylvester Stallone is working on the console. Well, people are monitoring his Twitter now. And he tweeted a couple hours back that apparently Jay Allard is working for the Anikko. Is that true? Was it just a joke on his part? Was it a PR stunt? What? Give us the truth.
Oh, he dead serious. Jay Allard.
Oh my god.
Is working on the Anikko. He is our chief economic officer, and he is our chief creative officer. He is going to be helping us get it out into as many hands as possible, into as many families as possible, and if there's anyone who can do it, it's Jay Allard, right?
And is it true he wanted to work with Nick? Because Sylvester Stallone tweet alludes to that.
He's the one who approached us. He came to us because he saw what we made, and just seeing our our announcement, I should say, seeing our announcement was enough to make him want to come to us and ask to work with us. So he's a true believer in what we're doing, and if the man who helped launch Xbox Live believes in us, then why shouldn't anyone else?
Well, I've got to say, you've earned my pre-order for sure, Hundy, as Banksy pauses the video because the interview was ended. This is bad. Who's the one who said Nick's gonna be investigated by the U.S. government? It was me, man. You guys want to start taking bets on when they start kicking in the front door? Honey!
I'm gonna put $100 on the end of the month!
I have no idea about anything video game related, but I know the name Jay Allard, and I know for a fact he does not want to work with Hunt or Nick.
Yeah, I agree. That guy's a goddamn he never has to work again, and you think he went out of his way to work with that?
Well, they're probably just lying about it, which is not good, but it's not bad either because it's really bad. There's this thing called the FTC. If they crowdfund in any way, shape, or form and lie about something like Jay Allard working for them, they're going to jail, and so is Nick. Oh no!
And if I'm sorry, Nick, I know you're my nephew, but if they ask if the shop's associated with this, I'm gonna have to disavow you.
Yes, I would suggest Nick have nothing to do with the front end of this comic shop business for the duration of this building disaster.
Nick slumps against Konami. I like working the counter. I liked it. Oh, fuck.
Well, if you can just work in the back, it's fine. Let Postasukis Kirkpatrick work the front. Yes, that's fine. But when the federal government comes knocking down the door, I am going to tell them where you are, Nick. Looking right at Nick!
That's fine. Maybe it'll all work out. Maybe some miracle will happen and it'll all work out. It'll all work out. I hope.
You're an idiot if you're actually hoping that, Nick.
Yeah, like, why are we... I think we're jumping the gun, personally, honey. Okay? Like, why are we assuming Hun's gonna crowdfund? Really?
Well, I'm just gonna say, he can't use Ridley's card. I suggested to him on the last time we talked that he cancel all of Hun's stuff, so Hun can't access his account anymore.
Hunt has no option but to crowdfund, man. I mean, what do you think that stunt was, crashing LeVar and Tessen's podcast? It was the precursor to crowdfunding. Hype people up, make the social media accounts, and I guarantee you, knowing Hunt as long as I have, the crowdfunding video will be released within a week. Maybe you're not over jumping this one, dear. I'm not. No, the government, the United States government will be coming for Nick. That much I guarantee you.
Yeah, they're gonna be coming for me. The SEC, the FCC, and you know what? Knowing Hun, he'll find some way to get the ATF on my tail too.
I just don't. What, Jay Allard? I mean, why would you lie about something like that? It's so stupid. So when you go to crowdfund, people, oh my god.
Think about it like this. It legitimizes them, Gulchin. It takes them from some rinky-dink startup that no one's heard of, renaming a company no one cares about, to suddenly, oh shit, if he's involved, then it's real.
Pointing at Dreamcast guy, did you see how quick that guy said his pre-order was secured once Hun cleared up the Jay Allard confusion?
Let's put it this way. Would you buy something from Hun just saying Hun made it?
Never. Not a fucking chance.
Would you buy something from Hun if he said that he made it, but Wookie and Mina made it with him?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd have more confidence in, like, buying it or putting in money. Oh man, this is not good. Nick's face is on... Is Nick's face on Hun's hat? Yeah.
Nick looks very pale and stumbles for a sec back into her. I just got lightheaded.
Oh, poor Nicholas as this takes over the scream. Dreamcast Sky has already been converted.
They never fixed it. It's still counting up.
Still that goddamn fucking picture of Nick's face that God knows how Hunt even got.
I posted it in the Discord, like, in 2022.
Fucking saved it.
I guess. Jesus Christ. That's before I grew my hair out.
I just don't understand why in television, like, the name recognition isn't there. Why didn't he go for, like, Xbox or something? Because nobody fucking cares. Nobody knows anything about it in television. for the most part, except for smart people and people willing to look into it.
Think about it. How cheap do you think it was to grab the... Even with his funding, he probably was able to snatch up the rights to it. It's been in limbo ever since the former owner passed away in 2017.
Oh God. Yeah, he probably got it for like the price of a cup of coffee or something, and that was it. And now it's Nick television.
Yeah, now I'm being used to disrespect the memory of someone that's seen as like an actual video game icon.
Yeah, you are, which is bad. What hasn't happened yet, but I guarantee you it will, you're being used as the mascot for what will probably be one of the biggest frauds in the history of the United States. And the world, potentially. Oh, God.
Nick doubles over, looking green. Oh, God.
Nee! Coming in! They all stand up and clap for him, except Shelbo.
Thank you, does a little bow. What did you think? How'd it go, everybody?
Dude, look at that guy's fucking comments, and look at the live stream chat. People are just asking, points with his paw, where the fuck do they place their order?
I told you this was gonna work out, and I told the truth, every single word. It's great. I think we really got a chance to make this a reality, guys. I think it's gonna work, don't you?
Hey, I got the 4K camera, and Alejandro's figured out how to use it. We're just waiting on Stallone's script to be done for the investor pitch video. Should be done within a day.
I'm working as fast as I can. He's like chicken peck typing away. Now remember, Stallone, you gotta use big words, buzzwords. Make sure to write in that we got 75 million years of video gaming experience. Make sure to mention things like haptic feedback, wireless contact charging, the Nikma gaming engine. You gotta get all of the buzzwords into that, because you gotta give the investors big chubbies.
I hate Nick. I really do hate Nick. Nick's a bitch. He is. I don't just